Welcome back, everyone. I may live in Tampa, Florida now, but my heart still kind of lives where I grew up on Long Island, New York. And there are some things that us Long Islanders truly love. Things we can't get enough of. Things we'll never, ever get enough of. Things like pizza, bagels, Billy Joel, and egg sandwiches. That's right, egg sandwiches. It's amazing. It can change your life. Now, in a second, our little theme song is going to play with our little intro. That song, by the way, is called Million on McMuffins by John Jacobs and Stick Martin. You should check them out on Spotify. But while that's rolling, you should click subscribe if you're not subscribed. You make sure the bell thing is checked, and give this video a like. So the bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll. I mean, that's the way you order it. It's one word, bacon, egg, and cheese. And then you follow it up with what you want. You can even abbreviate it, BEC, in my case, SPB. And it's something I'm so passionate about. That's what my license plate is. My license plate in Florida is BEC SPB. I'm not even kidding. So the most important part about a good BEC SPB is the roll. That's where it starts. It always starts with the roll. Kind of hard to get good bread down here because I learned bread is chemistry and the water down here sucks. So I use bottled water, but it still comes out amazing. Just wait. We're going to make fresh rolls. We're going to make bacon. We're going to make eggs. We're going to use Kraft singles because cheap cheese is what really tastes best on this sandwich. And yeah, so stick around. Let's make it.
So the first thing we're going to do to get our rolls started is bloom our yeast. 4 teaspoons or 2 packets of active dry yeast, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 2 cups of water heated up to between 100 and 110 degrees. You don't want it too hot or you're going to kill the yeast you're trying to bloom. Let that bloom for 10 minutes. Should get nice and foamy just like that and beautiful. To this we're going to add 6 cups of flour. For this recipe I like to use half all-purpose, half bread flour, so you 3 cups. Get that all in there. Then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 1/3 of a cup of melted butter. Doesn't have to be screaming hot, you just want it melted. Now we're going to attach our dough hook to our stand mixer. You can do this on the counter by hand, it just takes a really long time. But play with your stand mixer, get in there, and your camera dies. So we mix it for about 5 minutes or so, then we knead it, adding dough as necessary. Grease a bowl, put it in, little bit of spray on top, cooking spray in the bowl, cooking spray on top, cover it, let it rise for an hour and a half to 2 hours. That's what we missed here. It happened, I promise. When it's done, it looks like this. That's a little bit more than doubled in size, but that works. We're gonna get that excess dough out, so finger it. My apologies to the kids. Then just punch it. Get that excess air out. Look at that. I'm so proud of the way these came out. That's the foreshadowing. They're going to come out looking delicious. I'm very proud of it. So lightly flour your work surface. Take your dough out of the bowl. Slap it, because slapping the dough feels good. I don't know. Now what I like to do is I'll roll it into a log. For some reason in my brain it makes it easier to divide. It's like 6 of one, a half a dozen of the other. I like to do that, cut it in half, and then we're going to weigh it out. You don't have to weigh it out. If you're good at estimating and guesstimating, then go at it. I have to weigh it because A, I'm very meticulous, and B, I'm not good at estimating. So the easiest way to do it is weigh your entire dough in grams, divide it by 12 because this recipe makes 12 rolls, and now you have your individual weight for your individual rolls. So you have it weighed out, you have your number. Now you just got to go through, cut off pieces, weigh them, add, subtract as necessary. You want to get them as close, if you're estimating, you want to get them as close as possible, because if you have one gigantic one and a bunch of small ones, they're not going to cook evenly. That is some good looking dough. Fun fact, bread and beer have almost the same ingredients. There you go. You learned something today. You're welcome. So again, we're gonna measure out 12 pieces as evenly as possible. Like I'm really like down to the gram. I'm meticulous. You like my Weight Watcher scale, don't you? That's probably, surprisingly, that's probably one of the best scales I've ever had, or at least it's the longest lasting. So we've weighed everything out. We have our baking tray with parchment paper that we sprayed with no-stick cooking spray. It's all no-stick cooking spray, silly goose. You spray it with cooking spray. Now we're gonna roll them out. Keep the dough in your palm. Keep your fingertips on the counter, and with a little bit of pressure, you're gonna roll it so it forms into a ball. You don't want to smush it into the countertop, and you don't want to be too light. You want to give the dough almost I don't even know what the word would be, but you want to give it a little swirly action on the inside. So we're going to do this for all of our pieces. Just because of the size of my baking sheets and the size of my oven, I have to use 2 sheets. There we go. Now we're going to stick these into a warm area to rise. Cover them if you can. This is after the rise. The rise takes about 10 minutes or so. In a small bowl, you're going to beat an egg like it owes you money. And now we're going to cover our rolls with that delicious egg schmeg. Some recipes you'll see call for just using egg white. I like to use the yolk because I like to get a little yellow color on there even before it bakes. These are going to come out so beautifully browned. Make sure you cover it well. This also gives the seeds something to stick to. Now, as far as toppings go, you can top your rolls with anything. The traditional bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich roll is a poppy seed Kaiser, but you can put sesame, you can put everything, bagel seasoning, whatever you want. See, there we go. Beautiful, organic, because I believe in high quality stuff, and this is the only poppy seeds the store had. So get a nice covering. And then we're gonna mold these with a Kaiser roll stamp, which you can buy. They're a couple bucks. You can get them on Amazon. But if you're gonna make Kaiser rolls on the regular, it looks like that. It's got 5 wings sticking off. A Kaiser roll is meant to replicate the king's crown. So we're gonna dip that in a little bit of flour so it doesn't stick. You'll see in a minute that you should probably tap it on the side to get the excess flour off. Like this one here, I put a little too much flour on. You can kind of see it in the middle. It's not going to really affect the taste of the roll, but it doesn't look pretty once it's baked up and you have this bright white in the crevices. So just give it a tap to knock off that excess a little bit better than I did. You're going to push this down not all the way through, but most of the way through. This kind of flattens them out a little bit, but we're going to let them sit out for about 5 minutes before we bake them. And in case I didn't mention it, preheat your oven to 400 degrees. If you have a convection oven, bonus points, still 400 degrees. Now we're gonna let those sit, bake them for 15 to 20 minutes, and when they come out, they are gonna be beautiful. Those are beautiful rolls. Those are probably the most beautiful rolls I've ever made. I'm really impressed with myself. Like I said, you see the one that has the extra flour? You know, it happens. On a cooling rack, we're gonna let these cool down to room temperature. Pretty much the time it takes these to cool down will be the time it takes you to prepare the rest of the sandwich filling. Look at that. Those are beautiful. They really are. All right, so onto the sandwich. Rolls are done. Sandwich time. We're making bacon. I'm not going to really tell you how to cook bacon. Everybody's got their system. Everybody's got the way they like it to come out. Some people like it more crispy. Some people like it less crispy. My mother likes it burnt to a crisp and flying off the plate. I like mine a little bit, a little meatier, a little less done, not raw. You'll see how mine comes out. I like to go with the color. Where it's got like a red brick color, that's where I like it to be. Flip it often, cook it over medium heat. Start with a cold pan. You don't want it to cook it too fast, so medium heat is key. Flip often. That'll give you flatter bacon. It won't curl up as much. And you'll see in a second what I do when something curls up. You give it the pinch method. All right, on the next batch of bacon, because I do this twice. When you have it cupping up on the ends, when you flip it over, if you kind of give it a pinch right in the middle of the bowl of where it's curling, You give it a pinch the opposite direction, it'll kind of stay. You'll see in a second. Actually, the next flip. The next flip, it'll be there. I promise you. I wish smell-o-vision existed right now, because like I'm watching this and I can smell it. It's like I'm so connected to the egg sandwich. Look at that. You see how it's curled up? I'm gonna give that a pinch in a sec. Come on, what am I doing? What am I? I'm not even. There you go. See, there we go. There's the pinch. See how you pinch that and it kind of flips back under? That works. Trust me, it works. Again, cook the bacon to your preferred doneness. There's nothing wrong unless it's completely raw. By the way, the USDA determines bacon being cooked by the percentage of water remaining, not by the temperature. Because by temperature, that's absolutely cooked. Well, I mean, it's absolutely cooked too. See, I like mine a little bit less done. Now it's egg time. The eggs, again, are a matter of personal preference, and it's a bit of contention in my house. I prefer my eggs fried, fully cooked yolk, fully cooked white. My wife likes hers a little dippier. Cook them to your preference. Now, to me, the egg sandwich is the working man sandwich. You hit the deli on your way to the job site. You get your egg sandwich. You eat it while you're driving because that's the safest thing in the world. So you don't want egg yolk dripping all over you. So to me, I like mine a little bit more done. Plus, I happen to find raw, runny whites kind of icky. Not a fan. But cook it to your desired doneness. Look at that. Like in my mind, I'm doing this voiceover the day after I cook this. And in my mind, I'm like salivating and anticipating the deliciousness that this becomes. And I still have some rolls and bacon left, so I might be having one in the morning. Look at that. Cook them how you like. Some people like to scramble them. And by the way, the BEC SPB, some people order BEC SPK, salt, pepper, ketchup. Don't do ketchup. Now, here's the thing. You just saw me shaking my finger. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. You don't just cut it open and form it. You need to wrap it in foil. It needs to kind of come together. So get a piece of foil. Then you take your roll. You're going to cut open your roll. Not your hand, your roll. Don't judge me. I know where that blade was. All right, so we open it up. Now we're going to need to butter it. Use the best quality butter you can. Do not use margarine. I'm using that fancy Irish butter because occasionally I like to treat myself. Some people go out and buy nice things for themselves. I go out and buy the expensive butter. It's delicious. But you can use regular butter, any kind of butter. Just use real butter. So butter up your rolls because that butter is going to get all melty and it's going to make the sandwich just so delicious and unctuous and Salt and pepper, very important. Otherwise it wouldn't be SPB, salt, pepper, butter. There we go. Then the next thing is we're going to lay on our bacon. You could put as much or as little bacon as you want. I find this is the correct amount proportionally to the egg and the cheese. This is the way I like to do it. Again, it's your sandwich. Make it how you like it. Or better yet, have the deli make it how you like it. We'll put on our government cheese and our eggies. Oh, anticipation. All right, so we got our sandwich together. We're going to wrap this in foil. Try not to puncture it like I did. I stuck a bacon corner right through. And we're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes or so. Make your coffee, but let it sit. Your patience will be rewarded, I promise you. Now that the 5 minutes is up, we're going to unwrap this bad boy. See, the cheese is now melty. You got a delicious ooey gooey inside of this. Look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. That is what delicious looks. If you look delicious up in a dictionary, there's a picture of a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. I'm pretty sure of it. If not, it should be. Look at that. Oh, Lord. I know, I'm just reminiscing yesterday and wanting to make one tomorrow, and I'm not really good at, food artistry. But that is a damn good-looking sandwich if I ever saw one.
Let me tell you, folks, I can't, of everything I make, this is probably the one thing that I truly, truly wanted to make and share with you guys, because it's something, like I said earlier, that I love so much. I mean, look at this. Look at this. How can you go wrong with this? You can't. You can't. Impossible. There's nothing better. If you say that Golden Arches Place breakfast, we're gonna have some words. But now let's give it a taste. Oh my God. It brings me right back. I don't know what to say. This is amazing. Mr. Joel, it's time to eat your egg sandwich. So we've made it, we've tasted it, but there's only one thing that can properly wash down a good bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, butter. Only one beverage in the world. This isn't sponsored, but I love it so much. You know what this is. If you don't know what this is, just go yoo-hoo down the valley and, you'll figure it out. Oh, man, that's so good. That is so good. Make this. Make this. Even if you don't make your own rolls, get rolls. Get the best quality rolls you can find them where you live. Make bacon, egg, cheese, salt, pepper, butter. That's it. You don't need anything else on it. It's the most amazing thing ever. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.